What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smart Stupid Stuff. Today is just me and Rambir. We're going to be talking about the restaurant business, and we get a little silly. I hope you enjoyed. Shout out to everyone who is still listening. Of course, Corey Harpin. Check him out on the YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel, Everyday Eternity. Evan, thank you for listening. Alicia, thank you for listening. Elias, you're not here today. I hope you're listening to this one. Randy and Kendall, keep doing what you're doing. Soul Therapy, if you want to get into what goes into the shoe culture and that type of thing, check them out. They have a YouTube channel and they have a podcast called Soul Therapy. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. And for all you guys who are listening and I am not mentioning, make sure you leave a comment in our Instagram so that I know you're listening. I'm getting about 400 downloads a month, and I don't know what that means. So if you're listening, I want to be able to say your name. Leave a message on Instagram, Smart Stupid Stuff 86. Enjoy the podcast, guys. And we are live.
We're live. We're back.
Millionaire. Got my young money millionaire. The Nigerian hair. We're going to get demonetized for copywriting.
No. That was amateur. That was ad lib.
That wasn't it, huh?
So
what's good in the hood, man? What's up? Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back, guys.
Amazing episode.
Smart Stupid Stuff.
Today is just the two of us. This is going to be interesting. I've been actually waiting to do one of these because I think we should get into the life of Rambir. with the Rambir.
It sounds pretty exotic, man.
It is,
but it sounds a little too exotic.
Too exotic.
Rambir.
Vámonos. I mean, for those who don't know, and I know he's been trying to keep it secret here, Rambir owns, or his family owns. So who owns it? The whole family?
Yeah, our family owns.
You guys have a chicken place in the Raleigh-Durham, Sanford, Fayetteville, United States area, right?
Yeah.
You guys keep on expanding.
Yeah, we're trying to dominate the Raleigh-Durham market, the Triangle, a.k.a. the Triangle, North Carolina.
Just a little place called Alpaca.
Alpaca chicken.
Have it. It's delicious.
Alpaca chicken.
You need to have it in your mouth. You need to put it right in there.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know. It's delicious.
Alpaca chicken.
You're some people in the company are not going to approve of this.
No.
We're probably going to get murdered.
Yeah.
After this.
If you ask where you heard it, don't mention this podcast.
No, it's not. The investors don't like it.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be cool to talk about that because, I met you, about, is it 10? I mean, it's a long time ago. I won't say 10 years, but I think 10 years is exaggerating. I don't really know.
No, maybe probably about 10 years ago. Probably a little bit more.
We worked in a restaurant together, Brasa Brazilian Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't had diarrhea this week,
highly recommended.
Go in and no, I'm just kidding. Brasa's good stuff, the Rodizio style. But I started working there. Then Rambir started working there because he was trying to get away from the family business at the time. I remember you were trying to, you don't want you didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Shit was going down. It was just too crazy. But because the whole thing was kind of crazy. You guys are from Maryland, and your mom was able to do, she was able to, and I'm just, you're going to tell me.
Yeah, go ahead.
But from what I remember, your mom was able to sell her house because it went up in price, and then you guys moved to this area, and you just, that was one of the dreams to start a restaurant, right?
Right.
But you guys aren't from Peru. Alpaca is a Peruvian concept.
Right.
So what was that? What happened? Where does this come from?
So
take me from the beginning.
Yeah, take it from the beginning, from the top. Okay, so the we used to live in Maryland, and my mom. So we all lived in Maryland. At the time, we had. Man, I'm out of it right now.
You're thinking, how much can you share?
I'm thinking, how much can I share? How much?
Yeah, I know. That's what you said. I know exactly. You said, just feel like, just the cliff notes. There's a lot of, I know we're hot out there. A lot of people are gonna.
Yeah, for sure.
You never know who's gonna listen to.
So we lived in Maryland, and I coming out of the army. I was getting out of the army. I was in culinary school. My idea was to go to culinary school, graduate, and this was in Maryland, and then move to Florida. I just want to get somewhere warm by the beach, palm trees. Florida seemed like the place to be. A lot of good memories, family trips, vacations in Florida. So, so that was kind of my idea. And my mom pitched the idea of opening this Peruvian chicken concept. At the time, fast casual wasn't really a thing.
And the Peruvian style restaurant is big up north, right? In Maryland?
Well, where we grew up in Maryland, it was, you had friends that were Peruvian, Guatemalan, Salvadorian, Mexican, Honduran, Bolivian, Brazilian. You had people from friends that I had that were from Iraq, from Iran, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, just Indian, Asians, just a big melting pot. So there was a lot of Peruvian cuisine was very common, but this concept is more of, they call it pollerias, where they mainly do Peruvian chicken, where they marinate overnight, they cook it over wood charcoal, rotisserie style, and they pair it with a couple different sides, and that's it. It's not high end, it's not full service, it's not a bar, it's not big inventory. Just a couple things done right, in and out, in and out, in and out. And the place we used to go to, one of my favorite places was called Pollo Rico at the time, and small place, tiny inline space in Wheaton, Maryland. And when you go in there, there's a line out the door, and they're serving chicken. They probably had 3 rotisserie ovens back there going hardcore. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody's moving fast back there. They're selling chicken. You come in, you order chicken, pop, pop. They cut it up in front of you with this big cleaver, like a little, cleaver, machete type. And boom, you want to have chicken, whole chicken, boom, boom, boom. And they pair it with, I think they only had 2 sides, and it was French fries and coleslaw. And if you didn't want it, it's okay. Move to the side, and we got a line of people behind you. So their customer service was out the window. We get to the register, it's cash only. Oh, you forgot your cash? Not a problem. Here you go. Right next to this table, there's an ATM machine.
Yeah.
Help yourself to the ATM machine and pay cash.
It's kind of like the barbecue places in Raleigh.
Yeah.
Where they stop serving when they run out of barbecue.
When they're out, they're out.
And they're out and you're done. So it's all about the flavor of the chicken.
Yeah, the flavor was on point. They gave you a little yellow sauce, the spicy jalapeno-based hot sauce, and that was it. And that was one concept. That was one restaurant, but they had different restaurants, and some of them were full service, and they also offered that same kind of menu. But so, anyways, I was in culinary school, and I said, "Yeah, I think that's a great opportunity." And we came out, relocated to North Carolina, to Durham, and opened the first store in 2007. Small restaurant. We did everything the wrong way.
But wait, before that, you actually traveled to Peru in search of the perfect recipe.
Yeah.
Was that before or after you opened?
No, that was before. You
guys said, okay, I'm going to open a restaurant, and then you guys took a trip to Peru, and you're like, I'm going to find this flavor.
When I'm telling you, we did everything the hard way. We did a concept that was new to the area. We opened in the probably a less desirable area.
In Durham at the time.
In 07, yeah. A name that nobody recognized, a concept that nobody recognized. And with the experience, and we had never opened a restaurant before, and anybody who's been in the restaurant business knows it's a beast of a business.
But see, restaurants, that type of thing that everybody that gets any money together thinks they can do
it. Yeah.
And there's something about it that you like it. You go there and eat. You like cooking, or
I think they glorify it. What was that movie, The Chef? Yeah. Was it The Chef with when they're doing the Cuban food truck?
Yep.
I don't know if
there's like a ton of TV shows like Gordon Ramsay. You're like, dude, I could do it. I could totally do it.
Yeah, I think they glorify it, but man, it's hard. It's hard work.
But hold up, you went to Peru and you
so we went. Look, we tried. We reached out to family, to friends. My stepdad is Peruvian, and he didn't know the recipe. We were trying to figure out the recipe. We were asking everybody and their mom if shine some light on this recipe, and we tried reaching out. I used whatever I had in culinary school, and then we went to Peru, and I tried finding what the recipe was,
how they're doing it, how they make it.
Yeah, and I noticed over there that they wouldn't really tell you anything. They say, right. "Oh, le echamos sal. We put salt on it. That's all we do." bullshit. You know, it's like heavy seasoning on this thing. Some people would try to sell you the recipe, or they'll say, "Oh, well, I'll sell you. I can't give you the recipe, but I'll sell it to you. I'll send you X amount of gallons every month from Peru."
They wanted to send it from Peru.
Yeah, how do you start a business with not, you know?
Right.
So it was a lot of experimentation. I probably had my family eating chicken for like a year and a half. I swear.
And deconstructing a flavor is almost impossible. Right? Like if you eat something and you're like, okay, this has this, that, it's a hard thing to do, right?
I mean, I think some people can. When it's raw, it's one thing. When it's cooked, it's another.
Oh, okay.
So you can taste a raw sauce before it's cooked, and try to taste what's in there, and then you can cook something with charcoal, and in the end product, you're going to get the finished product. May not know all the ingredients that are in there.
Is the mix with the charcoal and the spices and everything,
and the juices that the chicken's releasing, and the fat,
yep.
Right? So all that comes together, makes the final product.
Yeah. Okay.
Um.
So now, go ahead and tell us your secret recipe here live.
All right. Pen and a pad. Here we go.
So you guys opened in Durham, and it didn't go so hot, right?
So we opened, and probably took a year and a half to open the store, man. We bought an old antique shop and purchased the land, overpaid for the property, and it was an antique building, and we kept half the building and demolished the other half and put a parking lot, and went through the whole city process and everything, and permitting and plans. And after a year and a half of finally opening, finally got everything opened up. I remember we cleaned up and everything was great. It was a Friday night, and I had everything left over for a Saturday, ready to open for Saturday. And I actually had an extension cord running from a piece of equipment. Had it connected to an extension cord. So I left everything ready, and I get a call probably around, close to midnight, 11:30, close to midnight. My mom's telling me, "Rambeer, the restaurant, there's a fire. I say, whoa, mom, calm down. There's a restaurant at the fire. There's a fire at the restaurant. Get over here." So I couldn't believe it, man. My heart dropped.
Dude,
Matt, you're working on a project for a year and a half. You got so much going into it. You finally open. 2 weeks, on your 2-week anniversary, there's a fire.
Shit.
So I leave my house, man. You're thinking the place is burned down. I'm praying on the way, please don't let this place be burned down. And when we get there, the Durham Fire Department's containing the restaurant and doing what they got to do. And I remember them cutting with a saw, cutting a hole in the roof to let it vent out. That's something pretty typical with the fire department when they got a building on fire. And luckily, so anyways, we go in there and they finally calm the fire down. And we go and assess the damage, and everything just was. It was black. It was black. I mean, there was soot all over the place. We got the lines from the fountain machine, from the Coke, the Pepsi machines running from the back of the kitchen into the dining room above the ceiling. The heat, they got so hot that they melted, they burst. So you got this thick syrup running down the walls.
Nice.
That you just freshly painted 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
The place is shit. I mean, luckily the place didn't physically burn down, but cosmetically,
it just looked like shit. You had to.
I mean, it was bad. It smelled burnt. It smelled burnt in there. We had a cooler for sodas. All the sodas were burst open. The things halfway melted. Granite countertop was cut in half from the heat. So, I then found out that you're not supposed to use extension cords, because I think extension cords don't let the breaker trip. It just keeps getting warmer until it gets hot. It starts burning, and then it gets it starts a fire.
For anything or just for restaurants?
In commercial spaces. And
what were you running out of it?
When we started, I ended up getting a used piece of equipment. It was a warmer. It was a used warmer to keep chicken hot and to keep it to temp. And I had it warmed up. I had it connected. So that's
no. I wouldn't.
Who would have known that?
I would have thought about that.
And the crazy part is, we left the place spotless Friday night. Because we're thinking Saturday morning, we're going to come out, we're going to kill it. It's going to be Saturday, it's the weekend, we're going to be busy.
Let's just have it clean. Damn, man.
Expect the unexpected.
That's probably like a fucking mental thing more than anything. Like, I would have been like, fuck this, I'm done.
So I pull in. I'm racing over there. I pull into the parking lot. I see my mom outside. I rush to my mom. I give her a hug. We're both crying.
Dang.
We're crying, hugging each other because we've both been working at this, going at it. We've all have all of our life savings, her retirement, all her money's in here.
You were crying?
Yeah, we were bawling. Okay, so I asked my mom. I said, Mom, because we were doing construction. I said, Mom, did we have insurance on the building? And she says, no. And then we fucking
that's even
bawl
worse.
even more.
Dang.
So we had insurance for a construction type of insurance while it was under construction, but we had so much different things going on that we didn't convert it and let them know, hey, now we're open for business.
It wasn't
fully covered. Yeah.
Who would have thought? I mean, that's the last thing you think, that it's going to catch fire.
So let me tell you what happened, man. We had we still owed the contractors. We still owed them money. And we had the contractors, they found out, and we told them, and the painters and everybody came out, and it was in December that this happened. So it was cold. And when you have a fire, they cut the gas off, they cut the power, they cut everything. I think they may have left water. So we had a family and friends, and that was really really good to see how many people really came out when we needed their help. And we were out there with generators, and I remember the painters like, oh yeah, anything for Mama Nora, sure, we'll come out here. And they repainted the whole place and didn't charge us. I mean, we paid for whatever, but they didn't charge us for the work. It was really good to see everybody kind of come together and help, you know what I mean? That was really humbling for sure. So we opened up again, and what can I say? 6 months down the road, bumping heads. You know, we just weren't really seeing eye to eye. Things weren't going well, as good as we thought. I was doing real estate at the time. You remember
when I met you at Brazza, I was 6 months after the fire.
Probably
about then. It wasn't too long after.
Not well, yeah, because so I was working at Brazza in the evenings as a server. We were servers, and then I would work at the restaurant in the morning for lunch. So that's what I would do. I'd work at lunch at the restaurant, then I'd go work at night as a server. That's where I would be able to pay my bills. You know,
and right now Durham has become like such a hipster area, and it's cool. But back then,
it was not that. It was not that.
Is that place still there?
Yeah, the restaurant's still there, and Durham is completely changed, and it's now.
Is that area cool now?
That area is still kind of rough.
Yeah, okay.
That area is still kind of rough. But there's certain parts of Durham that people, I mean, they do well, and people think it's trendy, and I don't know. It's crazy how that works.
So that location's still
there, but yeah, I mean it's one of our. We have another one like 3 miles away on 9th Street. That's completely different market, and that's 3 miles away.
9th Street is the cool part,
right by Duke University, and
that shit got nice.
You would completely different market, completely different trade area, and you're 3 miles away.
But who would have thought? Like, so when you were at Brazza, I remember like you're like, okay, this is not working. Like, it was just too crazy. And you started doing the real estate thing, but then you came back, right?
So the reason I left was because my mother and I were very passionate about this business, and we really wanted the best for it. And we just didn't really see eye to eye on a lot of things. So we're just bumping heads a lot. So I said, all right, Mom, I really want to do this real estate. I want to get into the real estate business, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. And she said, all right. And I was working for free. Basically, I was working at Brazza in the evenings to pay my rent or my mortgage at the time, and I said I want to do this real estate and give it a shot. She said sure. She supported me. She said great, if that's what you want to do. So I started doing real estate full time, and then we found another space in Raleigh, the one off Wake Forest Road, and that's when we negotiated that lease, and I was doing real estate full time, and they weren't really able to move the restaurant. They weren't really able to open the restaurant. Time was going by. They had 6 months, couple months to like free rent, but then they would have to start paying their rent, probably $7,000 a month, somewhere around there.
Dang.
So I'm thinking, like, Mom, what's happening? You guys are not doing anything to the building. You've already spent a month, 2 months, and you're not opening. So she said no. She said, oh, well, somebody's going to help us out with it. Long story short, it wasn't getting done. And I was concerned that they're going to have to start, forking this rent without having any sales. So I called my brother and asked him, hey, man, what do you think I should do? Real estate isn't doing much. I'm not getting any deals done. This is back in 2010, 2011.
Like the worst time ever.
The worst time to do real estate. And, I said, what do you think? What do you recommend? He said, look, you're the only person that opened the restaurant in the past, that has done it in the past. The restaurant's booming. The real estate is not. I'd say go ahead and give her a hand. So perfect. It changed overnight from, real estate to help her open up the restaurant. And I think within 90 days we were opened up. And in business on that second location.
That Wake Forest location changed the game for you guys.
Big time.
It was crazy.
Big time.
I remember you guys were like painting the outside because, I didn't know much about it, but like, a sign is like a $5,000.
Right.
So you guys painted.
More than 5,000, probably 12,000.
To fucking put a sign.
To put a couple signs up, yeah.
And, but it was way more traffic. Like, that's right by,
a main road.
By the BJ's and whatever.
Yeah, Costco.
Wake
Forest, yeah. Yeah, so I think we found. So I told the painter, and I don't know, somehow it worked out, and I told him that we wanted to get a sign out there. It was too much. I mean, we couldn't even imagine forking up $12,000 to put signs up, neon signs out there. So he said, I think I got somebody that could draw you a sign and put your sign on the building, and he'll just do it by hand, and just like a neon sign, but it'll just be hand painted.
Yep.
And you just point some lights at it. And so it'll work at night and it'll work during the day. I said, let's do it. Charge you a couple $100. So we did it, and we had it there for years. I think that side of the building still has that. I
don't know.
Yeah.
So here's where like the story you might not want to be able to tell anything else. This
well,
is where it goes dark.
Nah. So we opened that store, and it was a great experience, man. It was great to say. It was a game changer.
Yeah.
From being just barely getting by, barely being able to pay the bills, maybe not even paying the bills, to actually making money and serving customers and having some money at the end of the month, and say, wow, this is actually working. And so yeah, we had some differences with ownership, and we had a little bit of
working with family, man, that's got to be hard. Like, I couldn't even work with my wife. If I had to work with my wife in the same office, I feel like...
The crazy part, me and my wife get along great at work.
Really?
Like, we respect each other's work, and without even being... It's like just like an unwritten rule, I guess. We just respect each other's area,
I feel like it'd be hard for me. And my mom... Oh, forget it. I couldn't work with my mom. Fuck that.
Yeah, you know what it is? Working with parents, I think, is a little bit different. Just there's such a difference in times and in culture. And I remember my mom would say, this isn't a high-end restaurant. This isn't a hotel or a high-end restaurant. I said, I know, Mom. I'm not trying to serve wine. I'm not trying to serve filet mignon. I just want to give a good presentation, give good service, and, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make it fancy. I'm trying to make it high-end. So, yeah, I remember I'd be in the kitchen, then I'd be back in the front talking to customers. I'd be back and forth, boom, boom, boom. So anyways, yeah, it was a great experience at the second location, and we were finally able to, we learned a lot there, and then we were able to open up the third location in Morrisville and Cary, and then the fourth location in Capitol, and then Sanford, and we opened in 9th Street after that in Durham, and then we opened in Briar Creek.
And boom, you're blown.
Boom.
So from burning down to still going. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, to burning up. Yes, sir.
I don't know. Did you ever get the whole like why alpaca? Like you guys serve alpaca meat? You get that a lot. People tell me that all the time. I don't know why they say that.
Do you guys serve alpaca meat?
Like oh yeah, I know the guy that owns that. Is like, oh yeah, was it alpaca meat? Like why do they name it alpaca?
I don't think people get the correlation. Some people do, and some people just don't get it. In Peru, alpacas and llamas, they use them for fur, for clothing, and it's kind of like I kind of compare it to like the American Eagle to America, right? So it's just kind of like something related to. And some people get it, some people don't. Yeah, we'll have some people that ask if we serve alpaca. No, we don't serve alpaca. We serve chicken. Once they walk in the door, they realize that. But it's kind of like Panda Express. They don't sell panda. They don't sell panda meat. Red Monkey doesn't sell monkey. So. But I think the reason we did it, I think it was we wanted something different, something kind of funky, something that you could remember and that was different than just another something chicken place.
Pollo Loco,
chicken this,
pollo
somebody's
row.
chicken, somebody's pollo, yeah. So, and you know what's crazy? Like sometimes we've thought about like, do we change the name? Is this a good name? And we get a lot of people say, man, we have some people that without even asking them, they tell us we really like the name.
Yeah,
we like the name, we like the branding.
And at this point,
and it's different.
It's too late. You got to keep. I mean, it's already cut up.
Yeah,
like people know it.
Yeah.
You don't want to change it.
Nah, I mean, there's no need. I mean, people recognize it. I mean, but it is crazy how much the name has. Everybody thinks they are a marketing specialist or.
Everybody has something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, just with this podcast, like, I mean, we're doing it for fun, but like. Everybody's like, yo, you know what you guys should do?
Yeah.
You need to do is this. You need to have questions and you have a bell. Why don't you have a bell?
What?
And you ring the bell. And I mean, I'm just fucking around. Like, these people always have something to say, which is, I mean, it always comes from a good place. But,
sure.
If it works, it works. I don't know.
I mean, and it's easy to point from the outside or to recommend from the outside. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I mean, I guess it's easy to do. It's just like in the restaurant. People would ask, "Oh, you know what you guys should do? You guys should do this. You guys should do this. Why don't you sell this?" I'm like, all right, great. We'll think about it. Let's at this time we won't, but we'll keep it in mind.
Why do you think that most restaurants fail? Because people just get excited and they think they can do it and they can't.
Man, first of all, every time I see a restaurant fail, I feel bad. I personally feel bad. I feel bad for like the mom and pops that fail. I feel bad for the smaller groups and the smaller local folks who fail. That's what I really feel bad for. I don't feel so bad for the corporations. I don't feel bad for a big name that fails. I don't really feel that bad. I feel like a big chain like that, maybe a lot of people lost a little bit of money, but when you see a mom and pops fail, that's a few people lost a lot of money.
That means they put everything they had.
Everything.
But dude, you know what sucks is when you go to a mom and pops, and me working in the restaurant business for as long as I did, I noticed they're doing shit that is just fucking wrong. Like weird stuff, like closing early or like
the inconsistencies.
Or like they have the papers like out of order with like a printout of like they do it with a piece of white paper. They just printed it out, or like.
Oh, yeah, when something's out of order, yeah.
Or, like, they just put signs in there, like, please don't do this. Like, certain things that you don't see and you don't realize that make a difference.
Sure. No, I mean, first of all, I think a lot of restaurateurs are some interesting characters.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I mean, there's some interesting characters out there in the restaurant business. But, I think there's so much. And, that's one thing that you see. You walk to the restaurant, look at them. They got a piece of paper they put out of order. They probably misspelled out of order. It's so easy to point that out.
Right.
But you don't have the slightest idea of, like, how much they have going on a day-to-day. The amount of details that are behind the scenes for the thing to for the machine to move.
Yeah, but it just also tells you that they just didn't know enough to go in. They should have been more prepared, and I think that's very common. And I think that it's extremely common. Like, people that go into it, they don't realize what it takes. Like, you have to be consistent. You may not have
and the people will judge you, and they'll compare you to the rest.
Right. To a chain restaurant that's been doing it for years.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a drive-through, they're going to compare us to every other big name that has a drive-through.
To the Chick-fil-A drive-through,
the Chick-fil-A's, the Wendy's,
system.
That they have a freaking monster, a beast of a system that spent how many decades working on that drive-through.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking? At Bojangles, they when it's busy.
Yeah.
So they have a guy out there with an iPad, and he is fucking far away from where the menu is. So they have the balls to take your order without letting you should
a menu screen.
Know what the fuck to order here.
Yeah.
Like you better know, and I know, which is what I know what I want. I want a 4-piece supreme dinner,
right?
And I want the honey mustard and a Diet Coke with fries.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like the balls that it takes for you to like, what do you want?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A does the same thing.
I know.
Chick-fil-A does the same thing. You're not right by the menu. They come up to you and all right, babe, you know what you're going to order? And
what do you
all right, what are the kids going to want? And,
like, holy shit,
I'm about
dude.
to panic. He's coming.
Like, I haven't been here before. Can you tell me? Get the fuck out of here. Keep moving.
Keep moving,
Come
man.
back when it's not busy, you
that's
motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, that's... I think menus like that, I mean, they're so small, but you're right. I mean, what happens when somebody comes in and it's their first time?
Well, it doesn't happen.
It has to happen. The amount of people moving to North Carolina, somebody goes there, hey, they've never been to Bojangles.
You'll be confused. They'll never come back. They don't need them. I don't need you. I don't need you here. That's how big I am.
No, they need everybody, man. They're constantly trying to grow.
So Popeyes, for example.
Yep.
I had Popeyes for the first time not too long ago.
What'd you think?
It's better than Bojangles.
You like the better Bojangles?
I think it's better chicken than Bojangles. It's fucking delicious, but I don't go to Popeyes as much, though.
Did you get spicy?
I grew up going to Bojangles. Well, not grew up. Somebody told me I can't say I grew up because I moved here when I was about 15. So you can't say you grew up here, that you're already grown by then. I don't know what that period of your life where you were from 15
grew up.
to 33, or when you're 15 to 22. I feel like it was a very formative
or
years.
5 to 15, yeah.
So from 5 to 15, I was in Colombia. From 15 to now, I've been here. And in high school, like, Bojangles is like when you can go. This is the shit, like, and Chick-fil-A and all that stuff.
So is there a equivalent to Bojangles in Colombia?
They have what was it called? Pollo frisbee.
Pollo frisbee.
And you know what's funny about Colombian chicken, dude? They give you gloves.
They give you gloves when you go to eat.
They give you this disposable gloves.
Like you're going to a Joe's Crab Shack or something.
Yeah. It is very common. So you just go to Pollo frisbee, and fried chicken. They have honey. They give you honey.
Like legit honey.
Like
not
a
honey mustard. Honey.
Like a honey in a bag. You know what? I never put the connection. That's what they do here in the South. Honey and chicken and waffles.
Oh, yeah, syrup.
Okay, there you go. But over there, it's just like fried chicken.
With honey.
And they give you, how you have the mustard.
Right.
Little triangular bags. There's honey in there. Yeah. And they give you a bag and you eat it.
Well, so what they do a lot in Central and South America, if what you're trying to explain is the little snack bags, not the Ziploc bags, but the snack bags that don't have the zip, right? The sandwich bags, and then they put it in a knot, and then they have it in a bag like that.
Nah, I'm talking about the package stuff. But
yeah,
I know
what
you're talking about.
Okay, right.
I'm talking about the package.
Because in Peru, they give you yellow sauce and green sauce. It's in a little baggie with a knot. And that's legit your bag. When you get your bag, you don't take a lid off. You take a bite off and...
Bro. Yeah. So I remember in Colombia when I was... when you get like hot and you want to get a water from the thing. It's not in a bottle. It's in a bag.
It's in a bag with a straw.
They give you a straw if you're fancy.
Oh.
I'm at school, so like, yo, Marta, can I please have a bag of water? I don't have any money. Can you put it there? My dad will pay you later, like type of thing.
Right.
Like my dad had a tab that never paid. Oh my god! Gosh. And they give you a bag, and I was just like, and it was like the best water ever because you're so thirsty. And you just squeeze that bag. Where did
it came from? A glass water bottle,
or no, it was prepackaged.
Oh, just in a bag.
In a bag. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a factory.
So in El Salvador, I remember we would go to El Salvador.
They put water in a bag.
No. We would get. They would recycle the glass. So you order a Fanta or a Coke or Sprite. And they would put a sandwich bag, like a Ziploc, but not with the zip, just a sandwich bag, and they'll empty your Coke or Sprite or Fanta into this plastic bag.
What the fuck?
And they'll put a straw in there, and they would hand you the bag with the straw and your soda.
Yo,
that's not a thing in Colombia.
No, that's crazy.
They had to keep the glass because if not, they would charge you.
They have that. They have
the recycle.
So the way it would work in Colombia is you had to either you when you brought your bottle back, they give you pagaré or like a piece of paper.
Like
it said like otherwise. It was kind of like refilling your propane. If you didn't have the can, it would be more.
Right, exactly.
So you had to have it because they use the glass again.
Right,
which makes
they
sense. I mean, they go. It goes through a
makes
process.
Perfect sense. Why don't we do that now?
Because it's America. That was one of the most shocking things when I moved here. The individualized cans. Nobody gives a fuck about the 2-liter bottles here.
No.
Over there is 2-liter bottles at the house, and you get a cup and you put glass and you pour it. Over here is like. No, we're getting cans. We're getting 12 cans.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make 12 fucking. Over there, they exist, but it's so expensive. It just is like you don't have extra money like that. Or paper towels. Paper towels here, like you just whatever.
Yeah.
Or you don't have a rag. Over
right.
there is like you got a rag and you rinse it and you do it. Over here is like a paper towel and you just dump it. Done.
Yeah.
That was like one of the things that I was like, damn, bro, that's kind of cool. And at the time, I didn't give a fuck about being environmentally friendly. I just thought it was like, this is cool, man. Like, over here is like, look at this shit. I'm living the dream. King of the castle. I'm just drinking 12-pack of Cokes.
Like nothing.
Like nothing. Yeah,
nobody says anything.
Give me another Coke. I don't give a shit. Give me that 2-liter.
No, man. So that's how they would give you your soda, man. You give your soda. You can't put that soda down. You better finish it. You're not going to put that bag down and say, I'll come back to this one.
That is savage,
dude. That's legit.
Yo, I don't trust you're gonna give me the bottle back, so I'm gonna throw it.
No, they wouldn't give you the bottle. They wouldn't even.
Period. Like, there's no risk.
No, they would legit put in a bag, put the straw in, hand you the bag tightly with the straw. You make sure you grab it, you don't drop it, and they would keep the glass. And they'll keep their dozen or half, whatever, 24-pack of empty Cokes, and when the vendor would come by and they'll swap it out. They'll drop them 24 and then they'll take the 24 empty ones.
Same thing in Colombia, but they never went to the bag. The bag is a savage move.
No, man.
That's cool. That's interesting. How do you know the bag was clean? Oh, you don't know?
Oh, yeah. Of course it was clean. I mean, it was...
absolutely clean. 100%.
100%.
Why wouldn't they just get a plastic cup? It couldn't have been that much different. This is just the way it is.
It's the way it is. You're absolutely right. I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean... I think that definitely the bag is way cheaper than the cup.
Probably.
And we think about it now like, oh, how much more is it? A couple cents. Look, man, these people, every penny counts.
Dude, in
literally every penny counts.
I know. In Colombia, they also put the milk in a bag.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, there's a lot of bags. There's not a gallon.
So we went to, I think it was Panama. We had water in a bag. Prepackaged bag. Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be purified or...
Yeah.
Filter water, but it's
little
like
handbag, and it was pretty cool.
You just
different.
Like, you grab it with your teeth and you
make a hole in it.
You like pull it and then you just suck out of it.
Yeah.
And you just like squeeze it until there's nothing in it. It had chocolate milk in that too.
So when we were in school, when I was in elementary school, I remember they tried doing that. They tried getting away from cartons and just tried the bags. One year they tried the bags. They had your milk and you had chocolate milk in bags if you wanted.
Here in the U.S.
In the U.S. And I think it was only 1 year. I guess it didn't work.
It didn't work out. Well, the fucking plastic industry was going down, and there's no fucking way. Dude, like over there, like at school, like we didn't really eat lunch either. It was just like snacks.
You took a break and went home for like el mediodía, right?
Nah, there are some schools that are like that, but mine wasn't like that. There are some schools that you would go home and come back, or you would stay there for lunch, but not mine. Like over there, it's not public schooling.
It's all private.
It's all private. You gotta pay for school. I mean, there is public school, but if you go into public school, that means something. You're like
something's wrong.
Yeah, only like really sounds fucked up, but only like very like you must be like dirt poor. And in the school that you go to makes a difference too. Like one of the biggest things is if they teach you English. That's a huge part of why I'm here. Because the schools that were more expensive were the ones that
taught English.
Because, if you learn English when you're older, you're going to be able to get into a better job or school or whatever.
The public schools did not teach English.
No. Well, now that I know of, I don't know. Like, and there was a school that was extremely expensive that even had, I don't know if it's still there, it was called El Bolívar in Cali, Colombia. And they even had the yellow buses like the public school here,
Mhm.
because the buses over there, they don't match.
Right. It's just
random like contractor buses that pick you up. Could be like a little ass bus with like a bunch of colors, or it could be a big one. But the buses don't match. But this particular school, it was very expensive, and they even had American teachers. They would bring teachers from America to teach. So it was like fully immersive, the American experience, paying thousands of dollars to go to a mimic public school of the U.S.
So I know a lot of, I know, for example, I think it's, I don't know in Colombia, but I know in a lot of South America, Central America, and Mexico, like the biggest meal of the day is in the middle of the day. It's like lunch.
Yeah.
Around lunchtime, and that's why I think some of them they'll go to school in the morning, early in the morning, then they go home, and it seems like everybody goes home kind of for that siesta, for that lunch, and that's like the heaviest meal of the day, is that lunchtime where dad would come home, mom's home, and the kids from school, and they all have lunch, like the heavier meal, and then they all kind of go back either to work or to school.
Bro, my mom came from work every day, and she would fully get in pajamas and go to sleep. I'm not joking.
What time was this?
Like in the
middle of the day.
In the middle of the day, she would come home. She has to go back to work, but she would come home. You know, over there, like, it's very common to have a maid.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking back, I think it's changed now. Like, people go out and eat more. But back then, when I lived there, nobody went out and eat. Like, you only went out to eat when it was like a super special occasion. But you would buy groceries, everything organic, everything locally grown.
Local market.
And there would be, like a big lunch. Like, I wouldn't eat anything at school.
Would not.
Not. Like, I would have a Coke and like a potato bag of chips. And my parents, dude, they never gave me money, man. I'm not gonna get on a fucking rant here, but I was always like trying to figure out how to get. I'm hungry. Like, hey, Marta was the lady at the school. I still remember, like, Martica, can I, like, my dad's gonna give me money tomorrow. Let me get a Coke and some chips. And it was always like a hustle just to get the fucking chips. Of course, the rich kids have like the bread with the cheese and the hot dogs. And I'm
good
like,
stuff.
Motherfuckers. But anyways,
Meanwhile, your dad's owing the bill.
When you go home, then my mom would come home and then she would like fully get in pajamas.
My dad does the same thing today.
Yeah, they go back to work.
Straight up.
Go back to work like at 4.
You know what? I think that's. I mean, hey, he does his thing.
But
man.
then she would stay there till like 7.
Till late.
That was how it was.
But look how many people in America go to work 7 in the morning, come back at 7 in the evening,
and no fucking pajama time.
No, hell no pajama time.
So your dad goes to home.
And you wonder why we're dying from heart attacks in the U.S.
Yeah, dude, you gotta. It's a balance, dude. They definitely, I feel like in this country, we work way too much. Like, there's not that much of a balance.
No, and I think that's
it's a priority on work.
It's a priority on work, and especially when they say, all right, do what you want, do what you're passionate about, right? Do what you're passionate about. So now you're working on something that you're passionate about, something that you really enjoy doing, and it ends up becoming your life. Your work becomes your life.
So you don't like it as much.
It just takes over. You know, you're working, but it's like it all kind of merges together, your work and your passion. So how is that really your passion still? I mean,
yeah.
You know, it's...
Well, yeah, like cooking is a good example. I think you told me this years ago. Like, dude, I used to love to cook, and I still do, but like, it's not the same when you're like cooking for your family and you're enjoying it and you're like, try this, try that, and then all of a sudden you're like, there at 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then there's a line and you're behind on the dishes and it's not fun anymore. It's just
no longer,
fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what they sell.
How many guys like cooking on the weekends and, cooking charcoal and doing the whole thing, and yeah, you're at home and, you're cooking, you're grilling, but how many of those guys really want to go work in their kitchen and do that nonstop?
That's when you're on a Sunday afternoon. That's when you get the fucking idea. You know what? I want to open a restaurant. That's what happens. I can totally do this.
Yeah, the one day you got some time to just relax.
This feels good. I don't want to work in an office anymore. Fuck that. I can totally open my own restaurant. And that's
hey, here's my idea. What do you think about this? Right? So that's how it starts.
I'm thinking a hot dog place with no buns. Everybody eats the hot dog with no bun.
That's it.
And wrapped with bacon. Yo, the fucking food trucks.
Yeah.
You gotta give those guys creative points like a motherfucker, dude. Like, every time I go eat is like some obscure shit that I never thought of. Like waffle stuffed with cheese, like pimento cheese.
Yeah.
Or like a hot dog covered with bacon and a stick.
That's
It's like,
tough, man.
What do they come up with this shit? It
Look.
is so fucking ridiculous.
I mean, that's super creative. I think just from a business point of view, like that's a hard business, man. That's a fucking hard.
In this
business to do,
area,
man.
it sucks because you can't park anywhere.
They put so many restrictions. Yeah.
That's the whole idea behind the whole idea behind a fucking food truck is that you drive it and then here, come to me.
that's exactly.
But you can't do that here.
No, so it takes the fun away from that. You have to pull a permit for every stop you want to go to, and
Yeah, fuck that.
it's
You have to have some super creative thing like French bread stuffed with cheese.
No,
and
and it's
meat
completely changed now because even if you have the greatest menu, you have to pull those permits. You gotta do a schedule. You know, it's like it's a restaurant on wheels, man. So now you got to get up your phone and schedule whatever you're gonna be at this day, tal fecha, and man, it's.
But it's not like that in everywhere. When I lived in DC, my roommate was he worked in a lobster sandwich.
Lobsters was it Maine's Cousin Lobster?
I don't know if it was that new one that's big now, but it was a lobster sandwich food truck, and they could in DC you can park anywhere and just do it. Like you could just, as long as you put money in the meter,
then you're good. That's great.
And the restaurant owners would get like he said that if they got a spot in front of a restaurant, they would come out and try to fight him and shit.
Oh, I bet.
Like, can you imagine if somebody pulled up, like, right in front of Alpaca with a lobster tail shit? What would you do? Fucking slash their tires and shit.
That's the crazy part. I mean, so there's a good reason for those permits and for all that. I get it. It makes sense. But, damn, you still want to have a open market to do business.
Yo, I want to sell my donuts, my deep fried donuts. Leave me alone. I want to
perfect for dessert. Put it outside in front of the restaurant.
I want to sell I want to sell my Snicker bars filled with cheese and bacon.
All right, go to the fair. Go to the fair.
Let me sell my eclairs.
Wrapped in bacon?
My frozen eclairs. Let me sell my my pigeon meat. I'm trying to sell crocodile meat here, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, they have to be so creative. It's ridiculous. What's the craziest one you've seen?
I think the craziest one has been, I think it's been more at the fair.
Nah, dude.
And the food trucks.
The food trucks are crazy, dude. Didn't we go to, like, they had, it was a whole concept around grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
A whole thing. It was like, we're doing grilled cheese sandwiches, but these are different.
Yeah.
This one's got the tomatoes inside. I don't know. It's just like...
Hey, but I'm not going to lie. That was a badass grilled...
they're good,
grilled cheese.
But you don't see that shit anywhere else, man. What's another one? I went to that same brewery, and they had a big hot dog cover with bacon, but it was like...
a big hot
but
dog?
It had no bun. It was just like... it was on a stick. And it was like a humongous hot dog, and then they cover it. They wrapped it like spiral with bacon
and fried it.
I don't know how
Probably.
to do it, but I just put it right in my mouth.
Did you enjoy that hot dog?
I did.
Wow,
it was delicious. I put it all in my mouth, didn't chew it at all. What?
I guess that makes sense with everybody going carb free nowadays. Who needs the bun?
Dude, arepas?
Yep.
Who knew? Who'd have thought in 2019 the fucking gringos be eating arepas in North Carolina?
Like nothing.
Like it ain't no thing. Just arepas, stuffed arepas, Venezuelan.
Mechada,
all kinds of
chicken
shit.
and avocado.
Dude,
and times are changing.
They don't even ask what it is.
No.
Oh, there's an arepa truck. Hey, you know what? I think I like some arepas. Let me go check that out.
Come on, gang.
Yeah,
hey,
like,
times are changing, man.
Hey, Timmy, come here. But you don't know what arepa is? Get the fuck out of here. You closed-minded fuck. You racist.
Oh, come on, Timmy.
Well, you want to get some pho?
Pho.
Oh, would you like some pho?
Pho.
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 Pho. Pho. It's pronounced
pho.
Pho. It's got to come from inside.
Pho. Pho.
Do you think you knew what pho was 10 years ago?
No, I knew what pho was probably 30 years ago.
Yo, what?
30 years ago.
Oh, you knew from the beginning.
So my mom would take us to go get pho. We didn't know what it was. We just thought it was soup.
It is soup.
Well, yeah. All right. We didn't know it was pho. As kids, you're just thinking it's soup. All right, it's soup. Okay. We didn't think anything of it. Okay, we go to a Vietnamese place, have pho. Pho.
Like, Mom, not fucking pho again. God damn it. I want to go
No,
home.
but check it out. It was delicious.
Oh, I bet it was.
So we had, when we were younger, we were kids, right? My mom would go out and we would go drink the soup. And then one time I'm with Laura, my wife, and
Oh,
this
you
is
said her
probably
name.
20 years ago. 20 years after, right? And we go to this place and I order this soup, and I'm like, man, this tastes so familiar. This tastes just like that soup I used to drink when I used to have when I was a kid. And kind of find out it was pho.
Like,
Pho.
your mom was making a cultural. You didn't even know it.
Man, I didn't even know it.
Bro,
And now everybody's on some pho.
dude, I stayed away from some Indian food and some racist shit for years, bro. I used to
Man.
think Indian food was bad because I thought Indian people were dirty. I'm not even joking, man. I thought Indian people were dirty. I was like, oh no, they're not. They don't want. Somebody told me, I don't know who it was, but I believe them that like they don't wash their hands, or like something about like they poop on the street and they clean their asses with their hand.
Wow.
I don't know. It was some racist shit. So like I always like, yo, I'm not going to get.
I apologize for all the Indians listening.
To my Indian community, and I was ignorant. I didn't know any better, but I stayed away from Indian food for that. Dude, I love it now, dude.
For that reason, for real.
I swear to God, I thought it was dirty.
You thought it was
I was
dirty.
like, oh yeah, I don't want to go to that buffet, man. They're
Any
gonna-
Indian restaurants in Colombia?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Probably is now.
Maybe now.
Now there is.
Back then, I mean, maybe that's probably what I heard it.
Probably.
The Colombian people are some racist shit, man.
Was like people, said that Chinese people cook, eat dogs.
That's still a thing, but you know what? There's still a bunch of Chinese restaurants in Colombian people go there anyways. But you know what's crazy? The Chinese restaurants in Colombia, they don't sell the same things here. They sell rice.
What do you mean?
Like, you go to a Chinese restaurant and get Chinese rice. And it's like...
In Colombia.
Yep. You know arroz con pollo?
Yeah.
It's not like arroz con pollo, but it's same concept where you got like a bunch of rice mixed with meat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's arroz chino. Like, you want to go get some arroz chino?
That's a stir-fried rice. Combination stir-fried rice.
Stir-fried rice. So stir-fried rice, that's what you go... In Colombia, when you go to a Chinese restaurant, that's what you get.
Is it the same idea?
Of
It's
what?
not like the rice just cooked with the chicken at the same time. Like legit arroz con pollo.
Yo, yeah, no, it's all mixed together. So, like...
Is it
What
like
I'm trying to
fried
say-
rice? Is it like fried rice when you go
Yeah.
to restaurants? Okay, here.
And then it has like pieces of square pork in it.
Yeah, okay. So,
And
yeah.
they
That's a combination of fried rice. You get that here.
yeah, but that's all like you
That's
don't
all they sell.
yeah, you don't go get the
Beef and broccoli.
nothing. Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Uh-huh.
Not that I remember. Maybe my parents never bought it.
Yeah,
But like that's all we ever had. Like
so when you thought Chinese food, you didn't
but-
think lo mein or beef and broccoli
Nah.
or orange chicken.
it was just Chinese rice.
Oh, okay, it was
arroz chino.
rice.
But in Colombia, they also say like very openly that Chinese people eat dogs,
Mm-hmm.
and they have all these jokes around it. But you still go eat Chinese. But there's
Right,
not.
right.
I don't remember one Indian restaurant now that I think about it, man.
Indian food is very different, man. It's very different, but that's what I recommend anybody who hasn't had Indian food is go to your local Indian restaurant and go for lunch, because they normally have a buffet for lunch, and then you can try different food.
Mm.
Tikka masala, tandoori chicken, different items. They got a lot of vegetarian options. And instead of going for dinner, then you're kind of stuck with one dish. And if you're not crazy about it, you're kind of stuck with it.
Did you know? I heard an NPR special about this. Indian food. It's kind of like Chinese food, where like that's not the real Chinese food.
Mm.
Like, so there was this Indian guy in Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
He opened. Well, maybe it was like southern India. Like, it was a different region of India. Like, chicken tikka masala was like not necessarily a good representation of real Indian food. Like, chicken tikka masala is delicious, but it was like
the orange chicken for Chinese rice.
right. Yeah, the Mexican yellow rice of the China. And like, he opened a fresh Indian food restaurant in Asheville, and now he's big. I don't know the name. I just remember listening to NPR. about it. But like, yeah, the Chinese
that
people
kinda-
don't eat that shit either.
Yeah, I mean, you go to a Chinese restaurant and see them eating. What are they eating?
Not that.
Steamed fish.
That's
They still eat the white rice.
They do.
They've seen them eating white rice, but they eat white, steamed fish. A
That's
lot of fish.
A lot of algae.
Seaweed.
Sure.
Yeah. But it makes sense with the Indian food because most Indian restaurants are all the same menu, and I think going back to the restaurants, people just copy, even if it's not the right thing, they copy.
Bro.
Right? So somebody's doing well, so they copy that, even though if it's not the right thing, but they'll copy it, and then somebody else copies it. Somebody else. Next thing you know, all the Indian restaurants are serving the same dishes.
Well, dude, the Chinese restaurants, that blows my mind. Like, what are they doing,
gosh,
bro? Because it's not the corporate, but they look exactly the same. They have the same pictures, the same. Like, how the fuck do they do
Same menu boards.
There is no
same with the backlit, with the light in the back of the menu that it all lights up. The poo poo platter.
You can get it all.
Right? I mean,
yeah, some young man,
lo mein,
some young boy,
beef and broccoli. What was the last one?
some young boy,
Some young boy.
some young bang. Dude, it's the same. That's fucking bananas, man. I heard it's because they know each other. They all know each other,
and they're not competitors.
or they no. What is it? That
They don't see each other as competition.
This is straight up ignorant shit that I'm about to say that I don't know if it's true or not. But like, I heard that in the Chinese culture, you have to work for a year for your uncle or some shit like that for free. Like, it's a thing. Like, that's part of it.
Maybe.
Like, you have to work for.
Maybe some of our Chinese and Asian listeners can kind of chime in on that.
I'm telling you, that's true. You know what? Let's just go with it. It's true. A Chinese.
So 1 year, 12 months for your uncle.
They have to work for your uncle for a year, so they like help each other out, start those businesses, and then like they probably talk to the same menu guy. They talk to the same backlit guy. They got the hookup, like, yeah, Ko Chang for the TV. Yeah, dude.
The same guy does those menus across the board, nationwide.
And now with the sushi, they're fucking it all up.
Why? Because
they have to line. Now they gotta do sushi. They weren't used to that.
At the Chinese restaurant?
Yeah, the Chinese restaurant right here by Walmart. They serve sushi. That's the most.
You mean inside the Walmart, inside the Harris Teeter, and
no, right here next to it. No, so like, there's a Chinese restaurant by me, and this is not the first time I've seen this. Sushi's become popular enough where they're selling sushi
inside the Chinese restaurant.
It's part of their menu, bro.
Wow, I have not seen that. I haven't been to Chinese takeout for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I've changed it up, man.
You're on the high class shit.
No, on the high class. I've been going to Thai.
Oh, Thai.
Thai food, man.
You're a hipster.
No, it's not. It's not about hipster, man. It's like Chinese food, but better.
Spicier.
Definitely spicier, but better. I mean,
they have peanuts though.
Ask for no peanuts.
What throws me off, the peanut sauce. It's part of it. It smells funny.
No,
I mean, I like it.
Okay, let me tell you, Thai food. You don't like peanuts? Don't say no peanuts.
And then they don't do it. I'm allergic to
Another thing, fish sauce is the only thing about Thai food I don't like. Always ask for no fish sauce.
It smells like shit, I'm sure.
It smells like fish sauce. So no fish sauce. And if you don't want peanuts, no peanuts. But Thai food, man, is like legit Chinese food that you want. Like, obviously not Chinese food, but it's the real. If you're looking for something Asian, it's so fresh, man. It's like going to a Tex-Mex restaurant and going to a legit taqueria.
I like a taco truck.
Like a taco truck. Like, I mean, it's you don't go into a Thai restaurant and get a beef and broccoli. You get they have like a beef and basil. That's a prime example. They'll do a beef and basil, and that beef it's similar to the beef and broccoli, but the difference is beef and basil, like fresh basil leaves in there, and it has maybe some carrots, some onions, some broccoli, some rice, and the sauce is amazing. So I'm an advocate for Thai food.
Here's why it doesn't make sense though. If that Chinese beef and basil,
beef and broccoli,
that's not really Chinese, made up.
It's palletized for the American
so it's
clientele.
Like there's an original plate.
I'm sure there is, and you know what is more likely similar to the Thai thing. Beef basil.
They just added a shit ton of sugar in a sauce.
Like orange chicken. You think they do orange chicken in China? You know, the orange chicken is like pieces of chicken. I think pieces of chicken battered and then fried and then like in a sauce, in an orange sweet sauce.
A lot of it.
Yeah. I don't think they do that in China.
Yo, so let me ask you something. Your wife is Mexican, so maybe you know this. Why do they give me 2 fucking tortillas when I'm eating the real tacos? I don't want to. I just want one.
Because one's just not enough.
Dude, it's
Let me
too
tell you
much.
what-
I always leave it behind.
Leave it
And I feel
behind.
like I'm
Leave
an
it behind. Or what you can do is you make the taco a little bit thinner, and then you take some of that meat and put another one. You stretch it out. You got 2
double
tacos.
the tacos.
Colombian style, man.
Yo, there's a hack.
Aprovecha. Yeah.
There's a hack on Chipotle you could do. You go and you get the to go. No, I'm sorry. The burrito bowl.
The burrito bowl.
And then you ask for 2 tortillas to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you can in the YouTube video says that you can make 2 full burritos out of that shit.
2 full burritos.
We should test that out. So you ask for, you get the taco.
So you get a burrito bowl. Okay.
And then right at the end,
ask for 2 tortillas to
you
go.
Mind if I get 2 tortillas?
But they're not gonna give you they might give you 2 small tortillas for like the tacos. I don't think they're gonna give you 2 big
I don't know.
tortillas to go.
Maybe you can ask, be like, hey, can I have a full tortilla? You think they'll say no?
I don't know.
They don't care.
Depends who's working.
Like you gotta do it like on the spot, like you didn't know you were gonna do it.
Right.
Excuse me.
Because the only way you can make 2 burritos if you have those big ass tortillas.
No, you got it. The video I saw, it was supposed to be the big ones.
Okay, yeah.
The logistics behind it, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Chipotle makes some massive burritos that are, in my opinion, are too big. They're too big. They're too heavy. You can't even close them. Does that not happen to you? Every time I go order a burrito from Chipotle, they can't close it. They're struggling. Sometimes they have to change it and get another tortilla.
It's awkward.
Why?
It's awkward when they can't figure it out because they're new, and you're like, this is so
like
awkward.
You feel bad for them.
Like,
I feel like, why'd you stuff it so much? Why'd you put so much food in there?
Put so much rice on that shit. I'm gonna get fat.
Man,
start cussing them out in your head like you stupid bitch. Sorry.
Let me get 2 tortillas to go.
Hey, can I have 2 tortillas?
That probably makes sense because the amount that they put for 1 burrito is enough for 2 burritos.
Absolutely, but then can you pull off the ask? And are they gonna give you the tortillas? I haven't.
Asking you shall receive, man.
Can I? Maybe it's because they're gonna be like, why do you need 2?
Why
did you ask me on a plate? You asshole! You asked me to put on a plate. You're gonna go roll your own.
You know what? The thing about put yourself in the position of that burrito roller. You're making a bowl. Yeah, okay. What's next? You're expecting somebody to give you. I want a bowl. I want a burrito. I want a couple of tacos. The kids. Can I get 2 tortillas? Yeah, sure. Here you go. 2 tortillas. All right. Next. Okay, 3 tacos or three burritos. 1 this, 1 that. I mean,
can I have guacamole?
Yeah.
That's gonna be extra money, motherfucker. They always make sure to tell
the guacamole is always gonna be extra. They disclose that for sure.
What? That must have gone horribly wrong. So many times they're like had a meeting. Hey, guys,
disclose.
We need to start telling people the guacamole is more. They need to be financially prepared for the guacamole situation when they get to the end.
I don't know. Maybe that's kind of what they're trying to be.
Do you have the financial fortitude for guacamole? I need you to know.
No, man. I mean, you know what? I guess if you're ordering 4 burritos and that's like another what? How much is it for extra guacamole?
I don't know. But what would you be ordering for a burrito? Oh, like if you come with your
family? You got family, yeah.
Okay.
Not just you, cabrón. You got kids. Yeah, for 4 now. Not just about you, man.
I will take 4 burritos. I'm super fucking hungry.
4 burritos.
Guacamole on all of them, please. Are you sure?
That's another 75 cents, another $3 on top of those burritos, man. You can walk out of there like $45.
I brought a $20 bill. That's all I had.
Yeah, that ain't gonna cut. You're gonna have to order 1 burrito, a bowl, and 2 tortillas.
I love asking for double meat when it's busy because they always forget to charge me for it.
Really?
Oh, almost always.
No way.
I always distract them.
That's a Chipotle hack right there.
I make sure I.
Hold on, do they ever write it with the Sharpie, double meat?
Sometimes, but they always get. It's just if it's busy, they're busy. It just this.
So you take advantage of that situation.
I always make sure to engage them in conversation as they're doing it. Like, how you doing? Crazy day, huh?
Yeah, crazy day. It's crazy busy, right?
What's the difference between?
So what days do you work? You got a line out the door. Oh, so what days do you work? I haven't seen you for a while.
No, so you guys have carne asada, right?
Right.
The new one. What is the difference between carne asada and regular carne asada?
That's a good question, man. I saw that commercial.
They asked me.
What was that about?
I asked them.
And?
It's got lime juice.
Lime juice.
But carne asada means beef. It means grilled beef. It doesn't mean
green beef with lemon juice.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that, but that's what they're going. That's the story they're sticking with. But yeah, you ask him that, then you know they start telling you stories. They want to tell you how it's all organic, and next thing you know, they forgot to charge you for double meat.
Just like that.
And you've made it. You've taken it for a long ride. Another thing I like to do, people make fun of me at the office for this, man. They judge me. But I feel that if you're going to charge me close to $15 for a burrito, I should be able to take a full bottle of Tabasco with me.
Oh, yeah. You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
Hey, but hold on a second. It's not $15 for a burrito.
When you get double meat and guacamole.
Oh, shit.
And
You go all out. Damn, no wonder they can't close your burrito.
I don't get the tortilla.
I got regular meat and no guacamole, and they can't close mine.
Dude,
So I can't imagine with double meat.
I get
and
the guacamole and the steak, double steak, baby. Dude, so good.
God.
All three sauces. The regular, hot, and medium. All of them. The hot is the one that gives you diarrhea.
Okay.
Hot.
Stick with that one.
I'm telling you, I go to Chipotle a lot. I love Chipotle. It's my shit.
Man.
But yeah, you could go if you take it to go and you go.
So
get
that cost you $15?
$15.
Wow.
You could be charging more for chicken, man. You're fucking up.
Jeez.
How much is? Nah, dude, but the chicken's about 15. If you get a full chicken.
If you get a whole chicken, it's a lot more than 15. Well, yeah, it's more than 15. But
I like to get a half chicken when I go to.
Chicken?
I like to get a half chicken for myself, and I like to get the black beans.
Yep.
And I like to get the other one. I don't really care as much. I just like the chicken and the black beans. Then give me some tostones. Give me some maduros. I'm probably not gonna eat that one.
Right.
Like you give me tostones. Actually, you give me tostones, and I get some of that green sauce. And then the yellow sauce is good, but I try to stay away from it because I feel like there's a lot of fat in that one.
Right. You got to mix the yellow with the green.
Dude, I used to go to that gym right there next to
Lifetime,
and I work out. And then go in there and just try to eat a whole fucking chicken. Like I just wanted to eat all the chicken there was. Like I was just craving protein.
Hey, we need to do that whole chicken challenge, maybe.
I could totally eat a whole chicken, no problem.
100%.
Nah, I do it all the time.
No way.
You kidding?
A whole chicken?
Yeah, I eat a whole chicken.
Not in one sitting, though.
Yes, I do eat a whole chicken in one.
You get a whole chicken?
And eat no problem.
Oh
I eat a lot of meat.
Gosh!
I eat a lot of meat. You can't eat a whole chicken.
Nah, dude. I struggle to get a half chicken. In.
No.
I gotta be working out hard, and I get a half chicken. I'm like, why'd I do this?
Whose idea was this?
Well, it's because I eat the sides too.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go for the sides. I guess if you're just doing just a chicken, you probably get
What's your favorite side?
Man, I like doing rice, beans on top, and it all depends, man. All the sides are really good. It all depends. I might do rice and beans mixed with maduros, or I might want to do like French fries and coleslaw one day if I'm feeling that.
Coleslaw is not my favorite.
No, I know it's not mine either. But for some reason the chicken, the French fries, and the coleslaw make a good mix. Or sometimes just tostones.
Tostones are good.
Tostones, I like tostones with ketchup. Personally.
You know what you don't see here is ahogado, which is in Colombia they put in they call it tostadas over there.
But they're longer.
It's the same thing. It's a little bit. Yeah, they get it. Some places they get them real thin. Mm-hmm. They get that plantain and make it thin but it's like a salsa, but like a sautéed salsa. Like they take like the fresh salsa sauté, they put garlic and stuff, and you put that on the tostones. But you don't ever see that here, and it's fucking delicious. Ahogado, look it up. It's good.
There's a Colombian place in Fayetteville. I wonder if they do that.
There's not a lot of Colombian places here, and there's one in Fayetteville, and it's shitty.
Really? It used to be good.
Was it? Maybe I think there's multiple. I know. I've been there. Man, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of them are like bandeja paisa, which is from Medellin. Is not like
traditional.
Like, it is from that area. But if you want tostones, if you want like the tostones are different, the arepas are different, the different soups are different. So even the different regions. But Colombian restaurants are not that common here. Like
I don't know why.
It's just not a hit, man. People don't want to go in there. They want to go see what they know. They want to go eat.
No, I think it's Colombians aren't opening their own restaurants. That's what it is.
You think people will go eat like sancocho and ajiaco and all that shit?
I think they would. Absolutely, I would. I know there's how many foodies are there not?
Well, nowadays maybe You open one of those things in Durham where all those fucking hipsters. Dude, they'll be all over. You tell them it's organic. Yo, this guy I knew, he went to Colombia and he was vegan. He was this crazy guy I worked with in Charlotte, and he went to Colombia and I saw him posting pictures of the beans, and he was vegan, and he's like, he went by himself because he was riding bikes, so I guess he didn't really do his research, and he's like, he doesn't speak Spanish. He's in Colombia, and he's posting pictures on Instagram like, beautiful, most delicious beans I've ever had in my life. Vegan hell, and there's fucking pork in those beans. Dude. This guy had no idea. It's like, this is delicious.
Yeah, it's
like, yo, you know
there's
they make
pieces
that
of bacon in there. That's why.
They make that with pig feet. Like that's what gives it the flavor.
Oh man.
Like, you don't know. You open one of those, that's what it is. You open a restaurant and you tell people it's vegan, but it's not.
But it's not. We
The
just
vegans will be fucking
instead of
love it.
using olive oil, we just use bacon fat.
They're like, this is fucking great. This is the best vegan food I've ever had. So much flavor.
It'd be a hit. No, I think there's just not enough Colombians.
Is that illegal?
Yeah, that's definitely legal. There's not enough Colombians opening Colombian restaurants, man. It'd be great.
I just feel like it wouldn't hit. I feel like it's like opening something obscure, like, I don't know, like fucking New Zealand food.
Yeah, I don't even know what New Zealand food is. That'd be great to find out.
Well, that's exactly what nobody knows.
No, if you say, look, I'm going to open up a Brazilian restaurant, or I'm going to open up a
New Zealand. I'm going to open a New Zealand
Colombian restaurant. Why not? I remember I worked at a event one time, and they had food, different food trucks and different restaurants. They had a Colombian restaurant. They were out of Charlotte. Place was busy, doing great.
Yeah, it is in other places because there's a lot of Colombians though.
But nowadays, we do Peruvian chicken, and I mean, Peruvians go in there. Are minority.
What is your clientele mostly?
Man, one thing that we really like is we get all walks of life in one place under one roof. You got black guys, you got white girls, you got construction workers, you got painters, you got attorneys, nurses, different people working. It's all walks of life. All skin colors, different ages.
United by the chicken.
United by the chicken, man. That's it.
Does the
bringing diversity. Uniting people.
The police goes in there too.
Oh yeah, got a lot of
officer.
popo. Durham PD, Raleigh PD, for shout.
Shout out to the police.
Shout out to Raleigh PD. Shout out to Durham PD.
On that note,
we're gonna see you guys at Alpaca Chicken near you.
Let's go home. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think that was my favorite podcast so far because I think we really flowed on that one.
I think we flowed, man. Get inspired. Go ahead and open up a Colombian restaurant, all you Colombians out there.
Why does Chipotle charge me for the chips, motherfuckers? And I can go to Moe's. I get them for free.
Oh.
On that note.
Next time you go to Chipotle, you know the hack.
Just let them know.
Get one burrito bowl.
Quit being greedy.
Oh, can I get 2 tortillas?
Shut the hell up. I don't even give you chips for free. You want a tortilla?
I'll take 2.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.